bingoaliens.com/bingo.
Oh, wasn't he lovely? That young man at Avanti Travel Insurance.
Yeah, very.
He was so reassuring. They covered all our medical conditions, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Your diabetes, my dodgy hip.
And the rest.
Even at your age, love. Love?
Oh, great.
Oh, love.
Avanti Travel Insurance cover most pre-existing health conditions for all ages. That's travel reassurance. Call or go online.
I knew I should have got the flamingo.
Vodafone's summer sale is now on. Save £792 with the Google Pixel 9 Pro. Plus, with Gemini Live, you can talk through your summer plans and get help in real time. Hurry, ends 14th of August. Go online or in-store today. Vodafone.
Meet Pete, an HR legend who hasn't discovered Employment Hero yet. He's got more employment apps than employees. Looks like Big Ears over here is about to change all that. With the world's first all-in-one employment operating system. Now Pete can handle hiring, HR, payroll and more in one place.
We all love a bargain, like these flatmates who switched to Vodafone and are now paying less for their full fibre broadband, which means they can still stream 2 shows at the same time. But for less. Still gaming with mates, but for less.
It's easy to switch to reliable full fibre broadband for less.
From Vodafone.
Wouldn't life be so much easier if you could control your blinds at the touch of a button? With ultra smart blinds from Appeal, there's no chains, cords or wiring because these stylish blinds are driven by a rechargeable power pack. New ultra smart blinds from Appeal, the intelligent solution for home shading.
Save up to £462 on your car insurance when you've just used Confused.com.
You might think people our age spend all day twiddling our thumbs. Well, yes, that does happen. You see, becoming more, shall we say, experienced has its advantages. Like Saga's 5-star rated car insurance, designed for people over 50. That protects your no-claim discount, even if you're hit by an uninsured driver. There's a reason it's award-winning. Call or visit saga.co.uk for a quote today.
Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo. The site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. That's luckycowbingo.com/bingo.
Vodafone's summer sale is now on. Save £216 with our Unlimited Plus plan. Yours for only £24 per month, helping you stay connected to your friends all summer long. Hurry, offer ends 31st of July. Go online or in-store today. Vodafone.
Treat yourself to fast and reliable broadband with PlusNet. With a sweet deal on full fibre 145 for only $25.99 a month. That's plenty of speed for your home. Oh, mint. And no activation fees. That's a plus. A really sweet one. Call us now or visit plus.net for our best price. Offer ends 2nd of July. Oh, go on then.
Begin this Monday edition of the World Report with some breaking updates coming in from Thailand, viewers. Tragedy has struck Bangkok earlier this morning. Now, this as a gunman opened fire at the busy Ortorkor market in Chatuchak, killing at least 6 and injuring others. Now, the violence unfolded near the Kanjom Phalang donation point in the fresh market zone, sending shockwaves through early morning shoppers. Now, the suspect, who was dressed in black and military pattern shorts, was armed with a handgun. That's what we're getting to here. Now, after the rampage, he briefly fled, then shockingly turned the gun on himself and killed himself. In the process, he died at this scene. Meanwhile, police have sealed off the area and have launched a full investigation. The motive for the attack remains unknown as of now. Meanwhile, a video of the horrifying moment is already circulating online. In fact, for more on this, journalist Amit Khanna joins us straight from Bangkok. Amit, what's the latest you're picking up? Have the police identified the shooter, and have they found any link to the market or its staff?
No, so they have identified this person used to work as a security guard some time back with the same establishment, and where he believed to be having problems with the owner and the fellow security guards, and he came back to sort of take the revenge, and that's how this mass shooting happened. So this is primarily a food market which sells fruits and seafood, and it's mostly crowded.
And are you picking up, what are you picking up regarding security measures? Are there any new security measures which are being considered for public markets in response to this attack? What's the latest? Do you have any update on the number of injured and those who have sadly lost their lives in this incident?
No, see, this is simply targeted at that establishment only. So there were no other people injured, and there was a rivalry motive that was behind this mass shooting.
Well, thank you so much for getting us the latest. Then, of course, we'll keep on following this development. For now, we shift our focus to Washington, where Donald Trump has announced a deal with the European Union to, in fact, end 4 months of difficult negotiations, to say the least, between Washington and Brussels. And he's done this to avert a damaging transatlantic trade war. Now, the U.S. will tax European goods, including automobiles, at a 15% rate, while U.S. exports to the bloc will not face any duties. Trump said he called this deal a giant deal, while Ursula von der Leyen, the EU chief, in fact, said it was a steady deal which she saw coming. Here's Trump and von der Leyen for you.
They are going to agree to invest into the United States $600 billion. All of the countries will be opened up to trade with the United States at zero tariff. We are agreeing that the tariff straight across for automobiles and everything else will be a straight across tariff of 15%. I think it's great that we made a deal today instead of playing games and maybe not making a deal at all. I think it's, I'm going to let you say, but I think it's the biggest deal ever made. Thank you very much.
We have a deal. We have a trade deal between the two largest economies in the world. And it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. It will bring stability. It will bring predictability. That's very important for our businesses on both sides of the Atlantic. It's 15% tariffs across the board, all inclusive. So it's a good deal. It's a huge deal. Yeah. It was tough negotiations. I knew it at the beginning, and it was indeed very tough, but we came to good conclusions for both sides.
Over in the Middle East, Israel has announced it would pause fighting in some parts of Gaza each day to, in fact, allow Palestinians access to minimal aid. Now, this comes amid growing international condemnation over the territory's humanitarian crisis. The establishment of aid corridors and resumed airdrops come as Western media report that Israel's military has found no proof of Hamas stealing United Nations-provided aid. Meanwhile, images of emancipated children have fanned criticism of Israel and PM Benjamin Netanyahu, needless to say, including allies who call for the war's end. Meanwhile, Israel has restricted aid to Gaza's population of over 2 million people because it says Hamas siphons it off to bolster its rule without providing evidence. Netanyahu has denied all the charges. Listen in to what the Israeli Prime Minister said, followed by a report.
Israel is presented as though we are applying a campaign of starvation in Gaza. What a bold-faced lie. There is no policy of starvation in Gaza, and there is no starvation in Gaza. We enable humanitarian aid throughout the duration of the war to enter Gaza. Otherwise, there would be no Gazans. And what has interdicted the supply of humanitarian aid is one force, Hamas. Again, the reversal of truth. Hamas robs, steals this humanitarian aid, and then accuses Israel of not supplying it.
As we told you there, Israel has announced that it would in fact pause fighting in some parts of Gaza each state to allow Palestinians access to minimal aid. Meanwhile, here's a report.
After months of blocking aid into the Gaza Strip, there is finally a sliver of hope. The Israeli military has begun airdropping humanitarian aid and announced that it will now allow the United Nations to move aid trucks into Gaza. The IDF also said it will conduct a local tactical pause of military activity in densely populated areas of Gaza every day from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Despite these moves, the IDF maintains that there is no famine in Gaza, a claim sharply contested by global aid groups. The decision follows mounting international pressure, with multiple aid organizations accusing Israel of weaponizing starvation against Gaza's civilian population.
Well, this is a start, but we need to make sure that people who are innocent, including the young boy who people will have seen that image of, just breaks your heart. A 1-year-old boy is not a Hamas fighter, and the civilian casualties and death in Gaza is completely unacceptable. It's completely indefensible. My government has been very consistent in calling for a ceasefire. We've been consistent on calling out the terrorists in Hamas and saying that the hostages should be released. But we have rules of engagement, and they're there for a reason.
Yet even as aid trickles in, it's coming at a deadly cost. According to the UN Human Rights Commissioner, hundreds have died trying to access food since the US-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation began operations in May. The UN has slammed the current aid distribution model as a sadistic death trap, alleging snipers fire indiscriminately on desperate civilians.
جبت الطحين للاولاد قسما بالله لكم اليوم ما عندي طحين خشينا على الموت وعند الدبابات وشفنا الجنود وبطخ علينا وضرب علينا القنابل الضوئيه والرصاص طلع الشباب كل اكياس طحين دم كل اكياس طحين اللي مع الشباب دم سامع احنا بنجيب هذا بس عشان صغارنا احنا بنتحمل بس عشان الصغار ما بيجيش معانا.
Meanwhile, hopes for a ceasefire have dimmed further after the US withdrew its delegation from talks in Qatar. US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff said Hamas has shown a lack of desire to reach a ceasefire. President Donald Trump echoed this sentiment, backing Israel's continued military operation.
Aid is finally trickling into Gaza as, under international pressure, Israel has made certain concessions. But even for many, a bag of flour also comes soaked in blood. Now the bigger question is that whether all these steps will lead to a permanent relief, or this is just a temporary pause into a humanitarian catastrophe in making for the people of Gaza. In Delhi, Mohammad Ghazali for NDTV.
Tensions are flaring once again in the Middle East. Israel's ambassador to the US has accused China of secretly helping Iran revive its ballistic missile program. Dr. Michael Leiter says chemical materials from China are being sent to Tehran. These are materials that could power missile fuel. He wants this could undo recent efforts to cripple Iran's weapons capabilities. Now, the claim follows last month's brutal conflict between Israel and Iran, which saw over 370 Iranian missiles fired and Israeli strikes on Iran's launch sites. Now, the US later also joined in, launching Operation Midnight Hammer to destroy key Iranian nuclear sites. In response, Tehran fired missiles at a US base in Qatar, pushing tensions to a global scale. Staying with the region, where Syria will hold parliamentary elections in September, the head of a body tasked with organizing the election process told state media yesterday. Mohammad Tala Al-Ahmad, chairman of the Higher Committee for People's Assembly elections, told state news agency Sana that elections will in fact take place between the 15th and the 20th of September this year. They will be the first to take place under the country's new authorities after the fall of former President Bashar al-Assad in a lightning rebel offensive in December last year. Now, one-third of the 210 seats will be appointed by interim President Ahmad al-Shara or al-Julani, as he is known, with the rest to be indirectly elected. Al-Ahmad told Sana that women will make up at least 20% of electoral bodies and that the process will be monitored by international organizations. Shifting our focus to South Asia, where national elections are likely to be announced in Bangladesh in the first week of August by the interim government under Mohammad Yunus. The announcement is likely to coincide with the anniversary of the protests last year that led to the fall of the Sheikh Hasina-led government. The chief advisor of the interim government, that is Mohammad Yunus, may very well announce the date through an address at the nation, is what the local media in Bangladesh is reporting at the moment. Meanwhile, elections in Bangladesh to elect a government with a political mandate are likely to be held in February next year, that's 2026. Several political parties in the country have been demanding elections as the interim government does not have a political mandate. Demands to hold a national election by December, however, seem to have been ignored by the current interim government under Mohammad Yunus. Over in Washington, a bombshell claim is in fact shaking up the Trump administration. Now, this time involving Melania Trump, the First Lady, and Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump biographer Michael Wolff says Melania may have met Trump through Epstein's inner circle. That's correct. Now, he was speaking on a podcast. Wolff claims that Melania was very involved in Epstein's social scene and also introduced to Trump by a modeling agent tied to both the men. The Trump campaign is fighting back hard, calling Wolff a liar and a fraud. Spokesman Saif Chung did not hold back, slamming the author's credibility in a fiery statement. Meanwhile, Melania herself has responded in her memoir, saying that she met Trump at Manhattan's Kit Kat Club, not through Jeffrey Epstein. Meanwhile, Wolff also pointed to Melania's absence from Trump's recent legal battles, claiming she keeps a calculated distance. The Epstein case, meanwhile, continues to stir controversy even years after his death. And this latest twist puts more attention on Trump's past and his inner circle. Authorities say passengers had to evacuate a smoking American Airlines jet at Denver's airport using an emergency slide on Saturday, as you see on your screens right now. Now, the Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA, says the Boeing 737 MAX 8 reported a possible landing gear incident during its departure for Miami. Local media aired video showing passengers, including some with small children as well, sliding down the chute. Some tipped at the end and fell onto the runway. Meanwhile, one passenger was also taken to a medical facility, while 5 others were evaluated for injuries but did not need hospitalization. Firefighters extinguished a fire on the aircraft. The FAA, meanwhile, plans to investigate the matter. Here's more.
Look, it's shaking. The plane just caught fire. The plane just caught fire.
Wildfires are raging across Greece and Turkey, forcing thousands to evacuate as extreme heat and strong winds fuel the flames. In Greece, temperatures have soared above 45 degrees Celsius for days together now. Fires are burning on multiple fronts, including Kythra, Crete, and Evia, with villages evacuated and homes totally destroyed. The Greek Prime Minister has called it a titanic battle as help arrives from Czech and Italian teams. Over in Turkey, a firefighter has died and 14 people have been killed in total. This as blazes threaten cities like Bursa. A record temperature of 50.5 degrees Celsius has only made things worse. Now, as conditions remain critical, rescue crews continue to fight what officials are calling an environmental disaster. Rescue forces were urgently mobilized to protect the lives and property of the residents as persistent heavy rainfall triggered disasters across multiple villages in Beijing's 3 suburban districts. Several rescue teams advanced into the disaster-hit areas, with one team successfully reaching the Fengjiao town in the Chinese capital Sunday morning. As of 4:30 p.m. local time Sunday, power supply had been restored in 16 of the 118 affected villages across Huaguanqi, Meiyun and the Yaxin districts, while 7 out of the 19 flood-damaged road sections were also repaired. While thousands of Thais fleeing the armed conflict with Cambodia have to find refuge, one place in Thailand, in fact, has opened its doors to evacuees of a different kind, pets. In the southern province, several crates, in fact, were placed under cover at the front of the local livestock breeding and research center as temporary kennels. There were 5 dogs and cats staying at the center as of Sunday morning. Meanwhile, food and pet supplies from their owners were placed on top of each cage. Officials said that the livestock department has tasked provincial offices to open space for pets and cattle as well of owners who fled conflict zones.
ทางกรมปศุสัตว์ก็เลยมีนโยบายว่าต้องเปิดพื้นที่ในพื้นที่จังหวัดนั้นๆเพื่อรองรับพี่น้องเกษตรกรที่มีสัตว์เลี้ยงนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นโคกระบือเราต้องเตรียมเสบียงอาหารนะครับเปิดพื้นที่ให้น้องหมาน้องแมวซึ่งพี่น้องเกษตรกรนำเข้าไปสู่จุดอพยพไม่ได้
Canine athletes were stoked to attempt 2 world records in Dorset, southwest England on Sunday. Now, a group of dogs and their owners at the Branksome Dane Shine Beach tried to break the official world records for the 50-meter human and dog paddleboard sprint, plus the most dogs on a giant paddleboard. Well, the results, they will come out, or rather be confirmed by officials later. We'll leave you with these visuals.
Sometimes it's the little things that remind us of them. Stay close, even when you're far apart. Send money worldwide with Remitly.
Join the broadband switchers choosing EE and get up to £300 towards your leaving fees to break free from long contracts earlier than you thought. So switch to unbreakable EE broadband for just $29.99 a month. Break free to EE.
I've been thinking, I want to plan my funeral so it feels more like a celebration. My parents always said I was born dancing. I just love it. Bhangra, disco, even line dancing. So when my time comes, I want to have music, dancing, the lot.
With over 150 years experience, you can count on Co-op Funeral Care to help you pre-plan the funeral you want. To find out more, visit Co-op Funeral Care or give us a call.
John from work said it's a lovely hike.
Right, Rosie, can I have the boots bag? No, I meant the hiking boots bag. Did we not bring it?
Save 20% on selected fragrances at Boots. That's your summer sorted.
That couple we met made 50% less than us with Secret Escapes.
So we didn't have to rent our house out to pay for this trip?
Darling, it will be absolutely fine.
Book your luxury holidays with up to 50% off on secretescapes.com. Secret Escapes, luxury travel for less.
So you want the confidence to hit that high note,
Here's how. Get the Harry's starter set. Get our trim and razor, shave gel and travel cover with 30% off and free delivery. With our razor, even your 8th shave will be as smooth as your first. Its 5 German-engineered blades are our sharpest yet. Now with your newfound confidence, that high note is there for the taking. Harry's. Feel good, fellas.
This is an urgent appeal from UNICEF UK. Children in Gaza are in critical need of food, water and medicine, and we need your help. UNICEF is working non-stop, providing life-saving medical supplies, clean water and fuel to keep services running. But we can't do it without you. Search UNICEF Gaza online or text Gaza to 84901 and help bring hope for children caught in this devastating crisis.
Welcome back. You're watching The World Report on NDTV. Now, time for news from the business world, where Tata Consultancy Services, or TCS, has plans to lay off approximately 2% of its workforce, impacting over 12,000 employees due to macro uncertainties and AI-driven disruptions. Now, this decision follows a decline in job additions across major IT firms and strategic initiatives by the TCS to realign its workforce. India and the US are preparing to launch the NISAR, or the NISAR satellite. It is the world's single most expensive civilian Earth imaging satellite, made at a cost of a whopping $1.3 billion. The satellite will be launched from Sriharikota on Wednesday. Over in Manchester, a fighting India held on for a thrilling draw against England in the 4th test, keeping the series alive. Despite trailing by 311 runs, India staged a stunning comeback thanks to a 203-run partnership between Ravindra Jadeja and Washington Sundar. Captain Shubman Gill led from the front with yet another century, his 4th of the series, by the way, becoming India's top run scorer against England in a single series. Here's what Gill had to say.
Extremely pleased with the batting effort. The past couple of days, I think we were put under a lot of pressure, but I think the way we responded, especially after losing those 2 early wickets, never easy, but very, very brave effort.
Fan reaction after England thrived in the high drama yet again to take down Spain in a penalty shootout and win another Women's European Championship title on Sunday. Chloe Kelly lashed in a spot kick to give defending champions England a 3-1 win in the shootout after a 1-all draw after extra time. England goalkeeper Hannah Hampton saved spot kicks from Mariona and Spain's superstar Aitana Bonmati before substitute Salma dragged her shot wide of the goal. Now, the defending champion won the only way it knew how at this thrilling Euro 2025.
Really, really happy for the Lionesses. They were definitely the underdogs going to the game, but they did us proud, really proud.
Marvel's first family has finally found box office gold. Yes, I'm talking about Fantastic Four's Final Steps. The first film about the superheroes made under the guidance of Kevin Feige and Walt Disney Corporation earned a whopping $118 million in its first week in 4,125 North American theaters, according to studio estimates Sunday. Now, that makes it the 4th biggest opening of the year, only behind a Minecraft movie, Lilo and Stitch, and Superman, and the biggest Marvel opening since Deadpool and Wolverine crossed $211 million out of the gate last summer. Internationally, Fantastic Four made $100 million from 52 territories, adding up to a $218 million worldwide debut.
Invisible Woman, Human Torch.
I love you, Johnny!
And The Thing.
Hey, what time is it? Say the thing.
That's not really something I say.
It's clobbering time!
That's just in the cartoon.
That's all we have for you this Monday. News continues on the other side. Take care and have a wonderful day.
You can count on Staysure, the UK's favourite travel insurance provider. We specialise in cover for over 50s with pre-existing medical conditions. And there's no age limit. Whether you're planning an epic, once-in-a-lifetime adventure or revisiting your favourite holiday spot one more time, we offer cover for single or multiple trips throughout the year. Staysure Travel Insurance, the UK's favourite. Get your quote online or give us a call today.
Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo. The site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. That's luckycowbingo.com/bingo.
Oh, don't put yourself through this. You should be enjoying 2-for-1 cinema tickets every Tuesday or Wednesday with Compare the Market. Simples.
Get 3's unlimited same value plan with EU roaming included. And roam like you're at home in the EU from just £24 a month. Don't miss out. Go unlimited today. Buy now in store or at 3.co.uk today.
Just because my kids are growing up and have little ones of their own doesn't mean family life slows down. I'm busier than ever. Now that I'm in my 60s, I want to make sure that my family has enough to cover my funeral costs and other expenses when I'm no longer around. That's why I decided to learn more about over 50s life insurance from Cover Today. They're the only over 50s life insurer with no waiting period. Unlike other insurers who could make you wait up to 2 years, with Cover Today, you're fully covered from day one and you're covered for the whole of your life. Plus, unlike other things in life, the price never goes up. Learning more couldn't be simpler. Go online or talk to their friendly UK team in just one phone call. Cover Today are the only over 50s life insurer with no waiting period and no annoying trips to the doctors either.
Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Now I'm with Cover Today, I can get on with something much more interesting.
To get a free life insurance quote, call our friendly UK team on 0800 542 1545 or visit covertoday.co.uk.
Some say sport is a matter of life and death. The truth is, it is far more serious than that. Sport is about ecstasy and agony, about pain and suffering, about joy and much more. Some say there's no one better to tell these stories. So here I am. Join me, Boria Majumdar, on India's #1 news network.
When facts are fragmented, we put the pieces together. Where power collides with truth, we are there.
Behind me is that massive security arrangements that are in place.
Behind fractured boundaries, we clear the fog of war. Fault Lines with Gauri Dwivedi, only on NDTV World.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news is here.
We begin this Monday edition of the World Report with some breaking updates coming in from Thailand, viewers. Tragedy has struck Bangkok earlier this morning. Now, this as a gunman opened fire at the busy Ortorkor market in Chatuchak, killing at least 6 and injuring others. Now, the violence unfolded near the Kanjom Phalang donation point in the fresh market zone, sending shockwaves through early morning shoppers. Now, the suspect, who was dressed in black and military pattern shorts, was armed with a handgun. That's what we're getting to here. Now, after the rampage, he briefly fled then shockingly turned the gun on himself and killed himself in the process. He died at the scene. Meanwhile, police have sealed off the area and have launched a full investigation. The motive for the attack remains unknown as of now. Meanwhile, a video of the horrifying moment is already circulating online. In fact, for more on this, journalist Amit Khanna joins us straight from Bangkok. Amit, what's the latest you're picking up? Have the police identified the shooter and have they found any link to the market or its staff?
No, so they have identified this person used to work as a security guard some time back with the same establishment, and where he believed to be having problems with the owner and the fellow security guards, and he came back to sort of take the revenge, and that's how this mass shooting happened. So this is primarily a food market which sells fruits and seafood, and it's mostly crowded.
And are you picking up, what are you picking up regarding security measures? Are there any new security measures which are being considered for public markets in response to this attack? What's the latest? Do you have any update on the number of injured and those who